I wanted to jump on here and do a live with you guys about something that kind of crystallized in my mind today about China and the United States and gold and the dollar and all that stuff. And it kind of came about from a series of tweets I saw this morning that were disparate. They weren't from the same account, just, different guys, different entities that I follow talking about gold and China and the United States and everything. And what was really interesting about it was, first of all, within those tweets, it was interesting because it was talking about the fact that China, this is the general gist of it. It was talking about the fact that China is stockpiling gold at a really frenetic pace, particularly compared to the United States. In fact, I think one of them sort of exaggerated and said something like the United States is buying ounces while China's buying tons, or something like that. Something stark like that. And so, it's highlighting China's appetite for gold, the demand that they have for gold, the outsized proportionate demand they have for gold compared to us, and things of that nature. And so when I was rereading the tweets, because I sent the tweets to somebody, and then I saw them all like stacked up on each other, and I was like, geez, because the ounces comment was about Costco. In the United States, people are buying ounces of gold at Costco, but China's buying tons of gold for its its federated reserves or whatever, federal reserves. They're is obviously doing that. But anyway, so bottom line is, I look at the tweets stacked up against each other, and then it's like all the other little data points start to like pop into my head from like other sources at other times. Nothing to do with the tweets today, nothing to do with gold. And maybe mostly nothing to do with gold. But I start thinking about something, the things that I've seen over and over again, of course, about BRICS and the BRICS countries coming together and developing a replacement, or selecting a replacement for the US dollar, right? And so, of course, China has been a big component of a potential BRICS situation where they break away from the dollar and they pick something else. It's like, oh, wow, okay, they're stockpiling tons and tons of gold. They've already threatened to come off the US dollar. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the whole BRICS thing, right? Then I start thinking about the fact that, China has, at least last I saw, I would be more comfortable checking this out again more recently, but within the last few months, I would say, had seen stuff about how China was slowing down its purchase of U.S. Treasury bonds and that sort of thing. And it's like, okay, well, you got the BRICS situation, you got a slowing appetite for Treasury bonds, a growing appetite for gold. Okay, then I start thinking about, well, didn't I see something, I forget where it was, like, was it 60 Minutes or some other, program on TV, I'm pretty sure it was TV, where China said, hey, we're going to invade Taiwan by like 2026, and we prefer the United States stay out of our way, right? So, so then that's going through my head, like, oh yeah, okay, they're stockpiling gold, they're a member of BRICS, they're looking for a replacement to the dollar, they're not buying as many treasuries, they've threatened to go into Taiwan in the next couple of years, they told us to stay out of it, right? And then another headline pops in my head from last week, which was, I believe, based off of it, there's limited knowledge of this, I didn't dig into it too much, I think it was too depressing, but like I saw something about how the FBI director, Christopher Wray, testified before the Senate, or testified before Congress, something like that, and basically said, hey, there are Chinese hackers who have essentially gotten like a chokehold on U.S. infrastructure. Like they could shut a bunch of important stuff down, pretty much at their will, at their time and place of choosing. They can go ahead and shut things down on us. And it was amazing. It was almost like not even newsworthy. Like, I definitely saw it on Twitter, and I'm like, did I even hear about it on the news? Like, I don't even know if I heard about it on TV. Like, I don't watch that much news, obviously, anymore, or haven't for some time, or just challenged to even do it. Even when I do watch it, it's more of an entertainment program than anything else. It's, clearly very glossy lies and double speak about shit. But anyway, but you figure they would mention something like that, and I don't remember seeing anything about it. So anyway, so then I'm starting to put all these pieces together. I'm like, okay, they're buying gold, they're part of BRICS, they're looking for a dollar replacement, they're not buying as many treasuries, they threatened Taiwan by 2026, and oh, by the way, their hackers have gained like a complete stranglehold on our infrastructure, you know, critical infrastructure of the United States. So I think what that all adds up to, guys, and maybe it was like completely obvious already, and I'm not really, and I'm making a big deal out of something that was already obvious. And of course, it is obvious that China is a massive rival of ours and a huge problem and all that, economically, the whole narrative about China and us matching up against them militarily and stuff like that. When all the people of China and the United States really want us to just be left alone and have nothing to do with this. But you got these power-hungry government, operatives who want to make this thing into something that it, doesn't have to be. But all these data points like really kind of suggest, they really kind of suggest that there's a cauldron brewing here, okay, and it could be really, really ugly. Could get really, really ugly. To me, Chinese hackers having a stranglehold on our infrastructure is bad news. Do not get me wrong. That wasn't something that was very pleasant to hear about. But what's interesting is that really their biggest weapon against us is the financial one. Their biggest weapon against us is weaponizing them holding so much of our debt and them having so much sway, let's say, in an international move away from the dollar. And, if that happens, if we come off the dollar standard, my goodness. Like, wow, this place is not going to look anything like it used to. But, so anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to get that out there. That a whole series of thoughts dawned on me within the last couple of hours. And I just felt like I had to kind of get them out. But, oh man, excuse me, not good. But anyway, so, would love to hear what you guys think about that. If you have any comments about it, anything you can add or subtract. I didn't get that 1,000% correct, but would like to hear what you guys caught that might be a little bit off base. Would be very interested in that. So, I don't know, just something to keep an eye on, guys. We already got all the other problems that I've talked about here on this channel, and you've heard about, I'm sure, a million other places. Just standard economic stuff that's looking pretty bad. So let's see where it goes, but definitely have an eye on the China situation. I got to dig into that headline a little bit more, the one from last week about Chinese hackers having a stranglehold or some degree of control over our critical infrastructure at a moment's notice. I think that one deserves a little bit of peeling back, and for a lot of reasons, and could really be interesting if it was actually acted upon, what that might do economically to the United States. When I say it would be interesting, it's like the zombie apocalypse would be interesting, but I certainly don't want it to happen. So anyway, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. I appreciate you guys watching the channel, liking it, commenting on it, subscribing to it. Very, very much appreciate it, guys. So thanks a lot. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll talk to you guys real soon.